in Kenya, for you to access a degree program, you must have completed O levels with at least C plus grade. Now this is not workable for a number of people in very many dockets, particularly that today I'm focusing on the people in the beauty and human therapy. Now, in any African village, you will always find ladies that do work in their villages in terms of plaiting hair and doing their hairs in very many forms. You can imagine if a lady who has been doing a lot of good beauty work in the village to an extent that she has now formed her own beauty parlor and has attracted some of the best people. Now you can imagine that lady having queues of people over a weekend. She does a marvelous job. Top VIPs do come to be plated or be done any form of therapy at her parlor. She has been doing this for the last 24 years. She has now built her own beauty parlor, having started where she was employed. Now this lady is keen to have some form of qualification or some form of recognition for the work she's done for the last 24 years. You can imagine if she is a primary school dropout or a high school dropout and she's being asked to produce some form of result slip with a C plus grade, she'll obviously be knocked out. Now we are saying this is the wrong approach, because even those people who already have diplomas cannot do the work that she's doing. Now we have changed the way in which we look at qualification, in which we get people to access qualifications. And one of the methods that we're using is called prior diagnosis. That you can no longer join a learning system merely based on grades. Today we use your natural talent, we use your experiential products, and if you have qualifications, let that be an additional product on top of that. So if you're a beautician today and you wanted to access a diploma and you wanted to access a degree, you don't need pure academic qualifications. We can assess and find your innate potential in terms of your natural ability. Your natural talent in itself is a qualification. If you've been working for years and you've gained life achievement and experience, we can evaluate that experience you have. And upon those evaluations, we will produce what are known as credits. So we can have your natural credits based on your natural disposition. In other words, you have been plaiting hair, you've been doing unique work that most people, even the qualified one, can't do. We can evaluate and have the credit value known as natural credit value. If you've been working for some time, we can get what I call your experiential value. In the world today, after the 2015 Korea SDG goals of the United Nations, it was agreed that a bachelor's degree will constitute 150 credits. So if your natural credits give you already 60 such credits, and because of the long years you've been working in a salon, starting as a worker and probably now you own your own salon, say you've achieved an additional 70 credits. So 60 plus 70, you already have 130 credits. You can see you have only 20 credits to go to get a degree. Now, in order to complete that degree, we shall give you a talent task. We give you a project to carry out that will be done in video so that you produce an album, and whatever you produce shall be placed in a website. And finally, we shall connect you with supervisors where you'll work on how to document your work into a professional or intellectual format. It is the combination of the video exhibit and the website exhibit and the project produced that shall be submitted to a university for evaluation. Once that is evaluated, the university will be able to confirm your credits and issue with the transcript and your degree certificate. This changes from the way we do things in Africa, in which a person so experienced that even graduates, people about to graduate, are sent to their organizations for internship, but because they dropped out of school or they did not get the right grades because of natural factors like lack of fees, bereavement, sickness, and all that, that they are being condemned just because of that background. Yet their potential to change this world, we are saying no to that. We will assess, we will diagnose and find your prior credits in terms of natural credits, in terms of preferential credits, before you join any learning system. Now the reports we shall produce, known as the talent reports and the experiential reports, now override the result slips. These are the documents that we're going to use now to admit you. And then if you have qualifications, it will be added advantage because normal academic qualification do have also their credit values. So if you are watching this today and you're a beautician in the form of you're working in a beauty parlor, you are a trainer, you are an owner of a beauty institution, we are telling you it is possible for you today to attain a diploma, a degree, a master's degree, a PhD, purely based on your natural talent, your experiential credits, and probably an additional form of learning in the form of academics. It is for this reason that we're encouraging all people in the beauty and human therapy to come and find out more about what we're doing in terms of attainment of those qualifications. Now you will be asking, how and where shall we get those degrees? As World Talent Federation Secretary General, a number of universities pass through my office at headquarters. And the universities are either UNESCO listed, they are laureate universities, or they could be Ivy League universities, top world universities. And those universities that are registered with us have ratified in their constitution that talent report, experiential report is a document that can be used for admission. So you are not going to be forced to bring academic credential for admission. We shall do our evaluation and the report we have shall be used for your admission. Number two, the learning process shall not be based in the four walls of a classroom, much as there could be some few things to be done there. But the learning shall be based on talent task. If you're doing cosmetology, we shall give you a task based on that. And you shall produce an album or an exhibit to present to people in video format. You shall record them into a website. And finally, you'll work with an assigned supervisor to produce an intellectual project, a project looking like a dissertation or thesis. Those three are the ones that we shall submit to one of those member universities. They will evaluate and produce your transcript and your degree certificate. Now you can see in that process, since you already have prior credits, definitely you're going to spend lesser time to attain a degree. You're even most likely going to spend lesser in terms of money. Now this is very crucial so that people who want to join a learning system are not grouped as the same, because a person who has worked in a beauty parlor for over 20 years is not the same as a recent graduate from a university who just cleared the other day. They are worlds apart. The person with the experience could be way ahead of this fresher from a local college. So we say once we complete that process and you have your degree, of course the next question is, how legitimate is your degree? How credible is it? Before your graduation, we shall submit your degree, your diploma, to relevant government authorities. For example, in Kenya, we shall submit them to the Commission for University Education, and they will confirm that your degree is from a legitimate university, duly recognized by government and by convention anywhere else in the world. All these testimonials you can be able to find either by visiting any of our locations, which are here at Ngong Road in Nairobi, at Makupa Roundabout, at the Lutheran Parish Church in Mombasa, and you'll be able to find us at Tarita Center next to ATS Supermarket in Eldoret. In Kisumu, you'll find us at Boe in the Nyamasaria area, at the African Talent Campus. You will also find us in Nakuru at Christ the King Cathedral Church offices. You will also find us at Kinoru Stadium in Meru. All these locations you can have access, number one, for your assessment of talent and the assessment of your experiential credits, which are very crucial to your admission and duration and cost of your learning in the end. I think this is fresh, revolutionary for all people in the beauty sector, that you can now be sure that you can be able to attain your diploma, your bachelor's, master's, or even doctoral degree in the area that you're best in. Thank you.